I think we have this clip from Morning Joe where they made the claim that everybody saw this coming early in January. Let's go to that.
Now, we've heard, Zeke Emanuel, that nobody could have seen this coming. The fact is everybody saw this coming. Everybody saw this coming in early January.
Actually, here's the thing. The World Health Organization said that there wasn't any human-to-human transmission as of January 14th. Morning Joe, they didn't even mention on the show until January 24th when they had an expert on there who was, by the way, on there to still say, don't panic about the COVID Wu flu. Here's another clip.
And how worried should Americans be? Should they panic?
Good morning, Mika. No, Americans do not need to panic. The Chinese are already panicking, as they should, because this virus is spreading all through the central parts of China. And it's a new virus. It has never been seen before. So its mechanism of spreading is not quite known yet. What I would suggest, however, is that Americans take this as a wake-up call for seasonal flu. We are not out of the flu season.
Really?
We've already had 15 million cases of the flu in the U.S., 140,000
That sounds like a dog whistle to me.
hospitalizations.
I don't know.
Hold on a second. Did I hear panic?
Yeah.
Did I hear panic? Is that what it was? Everybody saw this coming. I'm just going back to that interview, Morning Joe. I don't even know his. I just call him Morning Joe.
Right.
Because that's really his only value to society is just Joe in the morning. And this is the kind of Monday morning quarterbacking that you're seeing from the media. It is remarkable. We try to create it as a left-right thing. And this is important for people to know. Listen, like I said, I won't be shamed into panicking. We'll get into the numbers where some people yesterday, I don't know if it was Fauci or Bricks, not Hans Bricks, screw that guy. Bricks said the death toll could be 100 to 220,000 in the United States. And I know some people are panicked about that, so we'll talk about that a little bit more. But they tried to separate this, did you notice, into a left-right issue. Because before that, New York Times, BuzzFeed, as you see Morning Joe, they were all saying, don't panic, it's not any worse than the seasonal flu. They were wrong about that. Okay, we can all admit they were wrong about that. But then they tried to attribute the right, meaning conservatives, saying, hey, listen, we don't know everything yet. We do know it's not as deadly as people are now trying to tout this to be, so we shouldn't shut down our entire economy. So they've conflated the two. Everyone said it's nothing. Then they said, okay, it's something. The right said, we just don't know how much of this something is, and is it worth the toll that it's taking on the economy? Therefore, they try to make it sound like we're deniers. They're using the same techniques right now, I notice, against people who think that this pandemic needs to be handled seriously, but needs to be handled with a balanced approach to both the livelihoods and the lives of Americans, and that's a problem.
Well, there are these things going around on Facebook and Twitter where it's like Trump found out about the virus on X date, and then this is the number of times he's like gone golfing since or something. So it's like knowing about the virus is not the same as knowing the extent, but before anybody died, and obviously his response was, his response could have been good, could have been bad, but the issue is not when he found out about it, it's when he found out about the severity, which depends on what information he's getting.
Right, which, by the way, this is something that people need to think about. How many times have you had the sniffles or had a sore throat and you thought, I think it's just allergies.
I'll wait it out.
And gone into work. Because you're like, it's not that serious. That's effectively where we were before. And I don't just mean Americans, I don't just mean the government, the media. And certainly if you look at the timeline, Donald Trump was doing more than the media, because it was around this time where he put a travel ban on China. It was around this time where he was actually consolidating so that we would have a pandemic response team or task force. I don't know the exact terminology. Don't hang me on it, because if it's a task force or pandemic response, you know what I mean to say. Promo code quarantine, $30 off.